Tomorrow, this visit will break the silence you've been waiting for. That sentence alone is not an accident, and the fact that you pressed play right now is not random. Something has been forming quietly behind the scenes of your life, and tonight, you are being positioned to recognize it. Before we go any further, let me speak to you personally. Yes, you. If you can hear my voice, this message is not for the crowd. It is for the individual who's been praying, waiting, hoping, and wondering when God will finally respond. Take a moment right now and type in the comments, "I receive." Not later, not at the end, right now. Because what you declare prepares your spirit to recognize what God is about to release. Welcome, my friend. I'm truly glad you are here. If this is your first time on this channel, you are not here by coincidence. This is Alethea Insight, a place where truth meets timing, and where God's word speaks directly into real moments of waiting, silence, and expectation. If you have not yet subscribed, I invite you to do that now and turn on notifications, because these messages are released for specific seasons, and you don't want to miss the one meant for you. Now let me speak gently, but clearly. There has been a silence in your life that has felt heavier than noise. You did not stop believing, but you did start wondering. You kept praying, but you also started asking yourself why the answers seemed delayed. You trusted God, yet part of you whispered, "Did he hear me?" You didn't say that out loud, but God heard even that quiet question. This message is not here to shame that question. It is here to answer it. There is a difference between God being silent and God being still. Silence feels empty. Stillness feels tense. And what you have been sensing lately is not emptiness, it is tension. Divine tension. The kind that happens right before something shifts. Proverbs 18:12 says, "Before destruction the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility." Many people read that verse and only think of pride and humility, but there is another truth hidden inside it. Before honor comes, there is often a humbling quiet. A space where God removes distractions so that when he speaks, you recognize his voice. He had been in that space. You may have noticed that conversations changed. Some people became distant. Some plans fell apart. Some doors closed without explanation. It felt unfair. It felt confusing. But it was not punishment. It was preparation. God does not shout over noise he did not ask for. And now, tomorrow, there is a visit. Not necessarily a physical knock at your door, but a moment, an encounter, a realization, a message, or a connection that breaks the silence you have been carrying. You may not yet know what form it will take, but your spirit already feels the shift. Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." Notice something important. God says, now it shall spring forth. Not later, not someday now, but he also asks a question, shall you not know it? That means it is possible for God to move and someone to miss it because they were expecting noise instead of recognition. That is why you are listening right now. Let me ask you something gently. Have you been checking your phone more than usual? Lately, rereading old messages, thinking about conversations that never happened, replaying moments in your mind where you thought, if only I had known then. That is not regret. That is anticipation disguising itself as reflection. God often stirs memory right before he brings clarity. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you." You have been seeking, even when you were tired, even when you were discouraged, even when you felt like nothing was changing. And now, the adding season is approaching. But let me be very clear with you. The visit that is coming is not just about what you receive. It is about what finally makes sense. Some of you have been asking God for a sign, but what he is giving you is understanding, a sudden knowing, a moment where pieces connect, a realization that makes you say, "So, that's why." That realization will heal places that explanation never could. Take a breath right now. You don't need to rush this moment. If this message is already speaking to you, tap the like button. That simple action is more than engagement. It is agreement. It tells your spirit, I am open. Now listen carefully. The silence you experienced was not God stepping away. It was God stepping closer. It quieted everything else so you could recognize him when the moment came. Elijah learned this when God was not in the wind, not in the earthquake, not in the fire, but in the still, small voice. And right now, that stillness is ending. Psalm 34:19 says, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all." Not some, not a few. All the delay you experience does not cancel the delivery. It confirms that there's been a specific prayer you stopped repeating because it started to hurt. You told yourself, "God knows my heart. I don't need to keep saying it," and that was true. But God also knows the exact moment when answering that prayer will not just bless you, but protect you. Tomorrow's visit is connected to protection as much as promise. Some visits come to open doors, others come to close them for good, and both are acts of love. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." He didn't understand why the silence lasted this long. But direction does not require explanation. It requires trust, and you trusted. Even when it costs you comfort, that matters. Let me speak directly to the part of you that felt overlooked. God has not been ignoring you. He has been aligning circumstances you cannot see yet. Some things cannot come to you until other things move out of the way. Some answers require timing, not effort. That is why forcing doors lately only led to frustration. But tomorrow's visit will not feel forced. It will feel natural, yet surprising, gentle, yet undeniable. It may come through a person who reaches out unexpectedly. It may come through words you hear that land deeper than usual. It may come through a sudden peace that replaces months of heaviness. John 14:27 says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." When God moves, peace is often the first evidence, not excitement. If you've been feeling calm for no clear reason lately, that is not numbness. That is preparation. I want you to type another phrase in the comments right now. I believe. Let it be seen. Let it be declared. Now, hear this carefully. Some of you thought the silence meant the season was over, but the silence was the hallway, not the exit. You were transitioning, not being dismissed. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Not your time, his time. And his timing is precise, not late. The visit that is coming will answer questions you did not even know how to ask. It will shift how you see your past and how you approach your future. It will restore confidence that was quietly shaken. And no, it does not mean everything becomes perfect overnight, but it does mean clarity replaces confusion. Direction replaces wandering. Assurance replaces doubt. Isaiah 55:8-9 reminds us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, says the Lord." You would not have chosen this path, but you also could not have seen where it leads. God could. Right now, you are closer than you think. Stay with me, because what we are about to go deeper into next will help you recognize this visit when it arrives, so you don't overlook it or minimize it. Many people miss divine moments because they don't look like what they imagined, but you will not miss yours. Before we continue, make sure you are subscribed to Aletheia Insight and keep notifications on. These messages are not random uploads, they are timely confirmations. And don't go anywhere. The silence is about to be explained in a way that will change how you see this entire season. The silence you've been walking through wasn't a punishment, it was a private classroom. God has been teaching you how to hear him without relying on signs, how to trust him without requiring constant proof, and how to wait without losing peace. Waiting is not wasted time when it's used by God, it's preparation time. You may not realize it yet, but the silence has refined you. It stripped away the need for quick answers and trained you to recognize the real voice of God. Because when God finally speaks after silence, his words don't just inform you, they transform you. Let me tell you something profound. Sometimes God allows silence so that when the breakthrough arrives, you no longer confuse it with coincidence. You'll know that it was divine. Every delay will suddenly make sense. Every unanswered question will find its context. Every why will turn into a thank you. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Notice it doesn't say be still and hope that I am. It says know. Stillness and knowing go hand in hand. God invites you to stillness so that your faith becomes built on recognition, not reaction. Right now, someone listening to this feels like their prayers have bounced off the ceiling. You've whispered to yourself, maybe God is speaking to everyone but me. But here's the truth. When God seems silent, He's often speaking in a different frequency, one your distractions have not yet tuned into. That's why the silence was necessary. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. You've been waiting for a visit, a moment, a message. And what's amazing is, the visit God is preparing for you may not look supernatural, it will look like timing. It could be a phone call that opens a long closed door. It could be an encounter that feels ordinary until you sense divine fingerprints all over it. It could even be an inner revelation that brings peace to years of confusion. But however it comes, you will know that this moment was appointed. Let's look at Habakkuk 2:2-3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Your appointed time is closer than you think. You've been standing in the hallway between prayer and fulfillment, between silence and speech, and now heaven is preparing to break the silence that has followed your faith. Can I tell you something powerful? The moment God decides to break His silence, no force can keep your answer from reaching you. The visit that's coming will not be delayed by man, by circumstance, or by doubt. But there is one thing you must do. Remain expectant. Expectation is not wishing, it's preparation. Expectation means you set your heart in alignment with what you know God has promised. Hebrews 10:23 says, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful." You see, holding fast is not about being strong every day, it's about staying connected every day. You've stayed connected through silence, and that's why your visit is near. Tomorrow is not just another day, it represents divine timing. There's something about tomorrow that God uses as a language of faith. When Jesus healed, delivered, or promised something, He often spoke with immediacy. Today you will be with me in paradise, or go, your faith has made you well. But sometimes, tomorrow in God's language means the next appointed moment when everything aligns. It's not bound by the clock, it's bound by readiness. You are ready now. That's why this word found you. Let's go to Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. You've loved Him even when you didn't understand Him, and that's why He's turning every delay into destiny. But let's be honest, sometimes the silence of God hurts. You prayed with tears, you asked for signs, you tried to stay strong while watching others receive what you were believing for. That kind of silence feels like a storm without sound. Yet, even in that storm, God was not absent. He was watching your faith mature in the dark. When a seed is underground, silence is not death, it's development. You haven't been buried, you've been planted. And tomorrow, the visit that comes will reveal what's been growing unseen. Isaiah 42:31 declares, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." Waiting has renewed you in ways that quick answers never could. You've learned how to walk by faith, not by sight. You've learned how to pray from depth, not from panic. You've learned how to trust without timeline. And that, my friend, is why you're ready for what's next. Let me tell you what's about to happen. When this divine visit arrives, whether through a message, a call, a revelation, or an unexpected encounter, will do three things. First, it will bring clarity where confusion lived. Second, it will bring movement where stagnation lingered. Third, it will bring confirmation to what your spirit already suspected but your mind doubted. The silence made you question yourself. It made you wonder if you misheard God. But soon, that silence will turn into confirmation so clear that even your doubts will bow in surrender. Psalm 32:5 reminds us, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." And your morning isn't just sunriset's revelation. It's when what was hidden becomes visible. This is your morning. God's visit is not a visitation of judgment, but of restoration. He is restoring years you thought were wasted. Joel 2:25 says, "And I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten." That means the years you thought were lost were never lost. They were stored. And now, restoration is coming with interest. Let's pause for a second. I want to talk to the part of you that almost gave up. The part that said, "Maybe my time is past." Now your time is not past, it's protected. God didn't say no, He said not yet. And tomorrow, the not yet turns into now. Even now, you can feel it. Something in you knows this is true. That quiet sense of peace in your chest. That still voice saying, pay attention. That's the Holy Spirit, preparing your heart for the breakthrough. Let's take a moment right here. Close your eyes for a second and whisper these words quietly. Lord, I am ready for your visit. Break the silence and let your purpose speak clearly. You've just aligned your heart with heaven, and that is powerful. The visit that is coming will not only bring answers, it will bring alignment. Some of you will find that the people who drifted away will suddenly reappear, but this time, the conversation will carry new purpose. For others, the visit will bring closure, not connection, even that will bring peace. Whichever way it comes, it will confer God's hand. John 16:13 promises, when He, the Spirit of truth, comes, He will guide you into all truth. That means you will not be confused when it happens. You will know. So right now, take another step of faith. In the comments, I believe and I am ready. You are declaring that you're ready for divine timing, ready for divine alignment, and ready for divine movement. Because tomorrow, the silence will break. The peace you feel now is not the end, it's the pause before the next chapter begins. As you listen, I want you to picture this. A door you've been knocking on, silently, for months. It hasn't opened yet. You've even wondered if you were knocking on the wrong one. But suddenly, from the other side, you hear footsteps. They're not loud, but they're real. Something is approaching. Someone is coming. That's how close you are. Revelation 3:28 says, I have set before you an open door, and no one can shut it. The silence you felt was not because the door was locked, it was because the footsteps were still approaching. Now they're here. The moment you've been praying for is aligning with the moment God has been preparing for. Heaven and earth are meeting at the intersection of faith and fulfillment. Stay with me, because in the next part of this message, I'm going to reveal how to spiritually recognize this divine visit when it comes, so you don't miss what you've been waiting for all along. Before we go on, type in the comments, blessed and ready. Hit the like button if this message has touched you so far. It's more than support, it's a declaration that you're stepping into divine readiness. And make sure you're subscribed to Alephia Insight so you never miss the next word that heaven sends to your season. Now, let's go deeper. What's coming next will show you how tomorrow's visit is not just breaking silence, it's birthing destiny.